Of course I would get this thrown at me at the last minute. What did they expect me to do with this anyway? Oh, great. Excellent. Just when this day couldn't get any worse. Unbelievable. Where am I? Designated in writing, no authority to modify. Acts on behalf of the contracting officer, no authority. Need to take training. Prepare for QASP. What does that mean?
Meet Mia. Moments ago, she was handed a letter informing her that she is now a contracting officer's representative, or COR. Suddenly, she has been instructed that she is the eyes and ears of the contracting officer. Her job was going well, but this file has broken down her momentum, and now she feels lost in a desert of confusion. And her first question, what exactly is a COR? It is an individual authorized to act on behalf of the contracting officer for contract administration. Contracting officers, or COs, cannot be everywhere at once. They negotiate agreements, manage funds, and protect the government's legal interests, often across dozens of contracts. They must rely on trusted representatives, people with technical insight, who are more intimate with the contracted services than the CO ever will be. People who can see what's happening on the ground. People like Mia. But the question is whether Mia is prepared. And for those who enter that uncertain space unprepared or unwilling, the road forward can be confusing and strange. Welcome to the Contracting Officer's Representative Zone.
You again. Didn't I tell you you're a little overdressed for a stroll in the desert?
My car broke down about a mile and a half back. I'm not sure. I could really use some help.
Well, what happened this time?
This time? What do you mean? My car overheated or something. All I know is smoke
came from the engine? Yeah, I know.
Listen, sir. I'm not sure what mechanics game you're playing at here, but I'm really not in the mood. First I get this confusing assignment, and now
Well, you didn't show me that last time. Let me take a look. A contracting officer's letter of designation. Well, I'll be. This is making more sense now.
What do you mean? What does that have to do with anything? That folder is just another job. It's nothing important.
This here is your designation letter. FAR 1.4048 provides the foundational authority for COs to designate representatives. The CO must designate a COR in writing, specifying the extent of the COR's authority to act on behalf of them. The letter gives you authority to do exactly what it says. Assist with technical monitoring and contract administration.
I can't believe it. I'm not ready for that. How do I get out of it?
Get out of it? Lady, like I told you last time, the only way forward is to participate. Collaborate with your CO and the contractors.
You didn't tell me that last time because there was no last time.
Tell that to her.
What happened? Oh, I must have fainted from the heat.
Like I was saying, there's a whole menu of things a CO can hand off. Monitoring the work, checking it against specs, watching quality, keeping records. If something's off, late, sloppy, not what's promised, it's your job to spot it. A COR assists the technical monitoring or administration of a contract. But what doesn't get handed off? A COR cannot make any changes or commitments that affect the price, quality, delivery, or other terms and conditions of the contract. You know, moving money, starting new work, negotiating terms, ending the contract. Those all stay with the CEO. Every time, Mia.
But did you see her? She looked just like me.
Lady, focus.
But my car.
I've already fixed your car once. That's not your problem. You're lost because of this.
You can keep it.
The weight Mia carries is very real. A designation. Written authority from a CEO granting responsibility and defining its limits. Yet, authority alone does not answer the larger question, where does she fit in the journey of a federal contract? Ahead lie 4 distinct stages of the acquisition life cycle: pre-award, contract award, contract administration, and contract closeout. And in each, the COR plays a role. Mia is about to take her first clear look at where that role truly begins.
How about another try, lady? Maybe we'll have better luck your second time.
Do I know you? Sorry, I don't have time for this.
Oh. Don't forget your folder.
How did you get that?
I told you you had it here the last time you were here.
Listen, I don't know what game you all are playing, but it's not funny. I'm just trying to get out of here.
Well, if that's what you need, you might want to start listening. You first have to figure out what phase of the acquisition life cycle you are even in.
What? I don't know.
Well, let's start with what you do know. You have your COR designation letter, so you're not in the pre-award phase. This is where acquisitions begin. Long before any contract exists, during the pre-award phase, the government decides what it needs to buy, how it will buy it, and who might be able to provide it. The CO leads this phase, but needs help. Smart teams bring in their future core early, since they're the ones who will be managing performance. Key activities include clearly defining requirements and drafting requirement documents, conducting market research, developing acquisition strategies and plans, creating the independent government cost estimate, releasing the solicitation to potential contractors, and evaluating quotes or proposals from interested offerers. Let me ask you this. When did you get your letter?
Today.
Well, then you're clearly in Phase 2, contract award.
Look, I don't care what phase we're in. I just want the contract done so I can get back to work.
Well, that's not the right attitude if you want to make a difference or get out of here.
What do you mean?
Better focus if you want to win. The contract award phase is where all the planning, soliciting, and evaluating turns into real binding agreement, and you officially enter the picture. But this is also when the rubber meets the road. Kick-off meetings with the contractor and government. Points of contact are assigned. Performance starts. And prior to performance starting, you need to start building your core file, an official record that is part of the CO's larger contract file. You start with your designation letter, the contract, the QASP, then you'll add it once you move into the next phase. You'll need to keep records of communications, deliverables, issues, invoices.
Okay, good. So if I just do all that stuff, I'm good to go?
It's good to not overthink, but it's also not that easy. There are 2 more phases. This is contract administration. It's the longest phase and where you'll spend most of your time as a core. This is where our contractor performs the work, and you monitor, document, and verify how that work is actually being done. You conduct inspections and surveillance according to the QASP. You review deliverables against the contract requirements. When problems show up like delays, you document them and bring them to the CO. It all becomes part of the official performance record. Remember that contract file you started? The CO relies on your technical judgment and ground-level insight to understand whether the government is getting what they paid for?
Yes, thank you. Are we done yet?
Not quite. Uno more phase to go. This is contract closeout. During this phase of the life cycle, your focus is on verifying that the contractor delivered everything required and documenting final performance before the contract can officially be closed. You're doing things like confirming delivery completeness, providing final inspection and acceptance, submitting final performance assessment, and assisting with any final administrative tasks like the return of government-furnished equipment. Hey, better luck next time.
Fine. What do I owe you? Wait, where's my cash?
I told you, you already lost once today, and I took all you had.
No, this is the first time we've ever spoken.
Oh.
Hey, get back here, that's my folder. Well, great. Either way, I doubt I was going to follow that letter anyway.
That's what you said last time, lady. I think it's time you better start getting on board.
We've never met. I didn't just see myself. This is just a really weird day.
Mia has just been shown the full arc of a federal contract, from planning to award to performance and finally to closeout. But knowing where the core fits in the acquisition lifecycle is not the same as knowing how to do the work. Next, Mia will confront the practical demands of the role, how to monitor contract performance, how to use the quality assurance surveillance plan as her guide, and how to work with contractors without losing sight of who she represents. If she fails to face this new endeavor head-on, she may find herself confronting not a reflection in an actual mirror, but a mirror image of her true self.
Stupid folder. Who are these people? Why do they know so much about me? Why did they choose me to be the core? What do I know?
Apparently a lot.
How did you get here?
I already told you, Mia. Come on, let's have a seat.
Right. You already know my name. Let me guess. You know what's in my folder.
Your letter of designation. But I'm not interested in that. I was hoping you'd actually finish that story about the cute boy you've been seeing.
I keep telling everyone I don't know you. We've never spoken. God, I feel like I'm going crazy.
The sun will do things to people out here. You know the way you talk about your letter? I can't help but feel you're pushing against it instead of working forward.
Yeah, you could say that.
Have you thought to yourself that you may actually like the work?
No, I haven't actually. I've been too busy stranded in the desert talking to, well, people like you. And the work, yeah, I don't think so.
Yes, the work. This is where theory is put into practice. Truly meaningful surveillance.
Surveillance? Like watching someone?
Not watching, verifying. It's the objective monitoring and documentation of contractor performance against contract requirements.
Sounds like my ex-boyfriend.
That's nice. Before you ever observe performance, you prepare. You review the contract requirements for the specific work you're inspecting. You review the quality assurance surveillance plan to confirm the surveillance method and frequencies required. You gather the necessary tools, checklists, measuring devices, so you're not relying on memory. You schedule surveillance activities in advance when appropriate or conduct them unannounced if the QASP calls for it. And most importantly, you know what right looks like by understanding the performance standards you'll be measuring against before you evaluate anything.
It sounds like a lot of work.
It can be, but if you do it the right way, it keeps the work manageable and defensible. During surveillance, you document as you go, taking notes contemporaneously instead of relying on memory later. You record specific details, dates, times, locations, who is involved, quantities, and measurements. When appropriate, you use the videos or photos to document conditions or issues, and if something doesn't quite look right, you ask questions and let the contractor explain. But this is just friendly advice for a new friend. I just hope this time you listen.
Stop! This is the first time you've told me.
I'm sorry, but I told you just a moment ago, right before you left, leaving your folder. See? Over there.
Wait! Who are you?
Have a nice day.
Hey guys, if you're watching ASI Education, you're already working out your contracting muscles. But if you really want to get ripped, professionally speaking, check out ASI Education PRO at the link below. You'll find on-demand trainings, live sessions, and newsletter updates that actually make the FAR overhaul make sense. You can even earn CLPs while laughing, which is the only workout plan that I actually stick to. So what are you waiting for? Join us on ASI Education PRO, where we turn procurement pain into progress. Now back to our show. Mia now faces a decision. Take what she's learned and demonstrate the value she can bring to the mission as a capable COR, or succumb to the challenges and admit defeat before she even begins. She's learned where a COR fits in the life cycle and how surveillance turns intent into accountability. But knowledge in this place is only half the journey, because there is one final test that traps more CORs than any regulation ever could. In this desert, even a small step outside the contract can leave more behind than footprints. Mia must understand the pitfall of going outside of the contract.
So, did you get through to her? Last thing we need is another one of her around.
No. She still has time. I saw some potential, if only I had more time to warn her about the most dangerous mistake of all.
Which is?
Directing work that isn't in the contract.
You didn't tell her?
Not yet.
That's how it always starts. A small favor, a helpful suggestion. While you're here, can you help me do this? Changing deadlines, swapping products, reordering priorities.
All without authority. All without a modification. If a contractor asks to do anything different than what's written in the contract, there's only one correct answer.
Let me connect you with a contracting officer.
Am I really ready for this? All day, everyone keeps telling me that this folder means something. I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be the one watching, noticing, speaking up. Maybe it's not about having all the answers. Perhaps it's about being willing to pay attention. Could I actually help the mission? Help the contracting officer see what's really happening out there? Use what I know, what I've noticed to make things better? Maybe I'm just pretending I don't matter because it's safer that way. They all seem so sure. But I don't know if I'm ready.
Mia arrived in the desert with a broken vehicle and a designation letter. In this place, walking away is easy. Ignoring the responsibility feels safe. But Mia, along with every COR who hesitates at the edge of responsibility, may find herself learning the same lesson twice, in a place we like to call the Contracting Officer's Representative Zone.